All right, so have you heard about this whole prompt engineer thing? Like, people are actually getting hired, like, with that as their job title, and they're making serious, we're talking six-figure salaries, right? And it's all about knowing how to, like, talk to AI. Crazy, huh?
It is definitely a sign of the times, wouldn't you say?
Right.
When you've got entire industries scrambling to figure out these large language models.
Yeah.
The folks who can actually, unlock their potential.
Yeah.
They're the ones in high demand.
They're holding the keys, right?
Precisely.
And that's exactly what we're diving into today, handing you guys those keys. We're breaking down this whole world of prompt engineering, going from, like, basic AI chit-chat to basically having a digital Shakespeare on call for, like, all your writing needs.
And the best part is, you don't need to be a tech whiz to do it. It's really more about understanding how to get your point across clearly, to these AI systems. They're powerful, sure, but let's just say they're occasionally a tad literal-minded.
A little bit. Okay, so let's break this down for those of us just joining the AI party.
Sure.
What exactly is prompt engineering, and why should we even care?
So, in the simplest terms, it's all about building the perfect prompt.
Okay.
It's the input that you give.
Yeah.
To get a very specific output from an LLM. It's like giving the AI a blueprint.
Oh, okay.
You're guiding it to create what you have in mind.
So it's not just like asking Siri for the weather tomorrow.
It's a whole different ballgame.
Okay. Yeah.
Think of it this way. You wouldn't walk into, say, a Michelin star restaurant and just tell the chef, make me food.
Right.
You give them details, what you like, maybe even show them a dish you have in mind.
Okay.
Prompt engineering is kind of like that.
So a good prompt engineer, they're like AI whisperers. They can, like, coax these masterpieces out of the machine.
Exactly. A well-crafted prompt, that's the difference between a so-so response and, say, a YouTube script that goes viral because the AI nailed it.
See, now you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
We actually came across some wild examples. People using prompt engineering for everything, from writing code from scratch to composing music. Some people are even drafting legal documents with this stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's that article about the lawyer who is using it to draft their standard contracts, save their entire firm hours of, just tedious work.
Talk about a productivity hack. And here I am formatting spreadsheets manually, like a chump.
Well, that's just one example, really. But imagine that applied to whatever tasks you find yourself doing over and over.
Oh, man.
The ones that eat up all your time.
Okay, my mind's kind of blown right now, but let's get a little more specific. What kind of prompts are we talking about here? Because I'm guessing it's more than just, like, typing a question into a search bar.
Oh, yeah. There's much more to it than that.
Yeah.
You have your direct prompts where you're giving a very clear instruction.
Okay.
Like, write me a limerick about a cat who codes.
Okay.
But then, you have some more, let's say, nuanced approaches.
Ooh.
Like, take question prompts, for example. Mm. Those aren't about getting a straight answer, really.
Oh.
They're about getting the AI to, think critically. Think of solutions.
So instead of write me a business plan, it's more like, what are the, like, essential parts of a successful business plan?
There you go. You're getting it.
Okay.
You're not just trying to get an answer. You want the AI to be more like a thought partner.
I like that.
Whether you're being creative or if it's for your work.
Yeah.
On a whole other level. It's true. Almost like bouncing ideas off, a supercomputer, one that just happens to have access to it. Like all the information ever.
This is wild. So, okay, we've got all these different types of prompts, right? Are there, like, techniques to make them even better? Like, are there things you should be doing to really make these prompts sing?
Oh, absolutely. And that's what separates, someone just starting out with prompts versus someone who's like a true prompt maestro.
Right.
One of those techniques is called role prompting.
Ooh, role prompting. So we're like role-playing with AI now.
Kind of. It's about giving the AI a specific persona. So let's say you want to write a children's book. You could actually tell the AI, you are a children's book author. You're known for your whimsical characters, your heartwarming stories.
And would that actually change the way that it writes?
100%.
Yeah.
By taking on that persona, you're going to get text that matches the tone you're going for, the style, even who you want to read it.
So I could basically have, like, a whole team of AI writers, like a specialist for every project.
That's the idea.
Right.
But it doesn't stop there. There's another technique called zero chain of thought. Like, sometimes you need the AI to show its work, not just give you the answer.
So instead of just, like, spitting out a solution, it actually explains how it got there.
Right. You're asking for that step-by-step reasoning. It's really helpful when you're dealing with, like, a really complicated problem, or you just need to understand its process.
That is really interesting, like almost getting a peek inside the AI's brain, seeing how it actually interprets stuff.
Exactly. And the coolest part is this stuff's always evolving. Like, there's something else called chain of thought prompting. That's a whole other level.
Okay, now you're just teasing me. Chain of thought. What is that?
So imagine, right, you're not just asking it to show its work. You're actually guiding its thought process. You're making it think strategically about how to solve a problem.
Oh, wow. So you're like giving the AI a framework for how to think about a challenge.
You got it. And by doing that, you're basically like turbocharging its reasoning skills. So now it can take on much bigger, more complicated tasks.
This is incredible. But okay, with all this talk of advanced techniques, can we get real for a second?
Mm-hmm.
Can you give us an example of how this would actually work, like in the real world? Yeah. Give us an example. Like, how does chain of thought actually work in action?
Okay, so let's say you're trying to analyze some market trends. You've got this big data set.
Okay.
And you could just ask the AI for like a general overview.
Right.
But that might be kind of overwhelming, you know? There's a lot of data.
Yeah.
So instead, you can use chain of thought to break it down a little bit.
Okay, yeah. Walk me through that. What would that look like an actual prompt?
You could say something like, first, tell me what are the top-selling product categories? Then analyze the sales trends for each category over the last year.
Oh, interesting.
Finally, let me know if you see any connection between those trends, those sales trends, and things like, holidays, marketing campaigns, stuff like that.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm basically like, I'm giving it a thought process.
Exactly.
Instead of just saying, analyze this, it's like, think about it this way.
Yeah, you got it. You're breaking the task down into, bite-sized pieces, and it actually helps the AI process the information better.
That's so cool. And I bet you could use that for, like, all sorts of things. Market research, data analysis.
Yeah.
Even scientific research, probably, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the possibilities are kind of endless. We're talking about tackling huge, complex problems, and AI can be right there with us.
This is incredible stuff. This whole deep dive has been a real eye-opener, learning about this whole world of prompt engineering.
Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it?
It's like this isn't just some, like, niche skill anymore. This is like, this is going to change how we work, how we use AI.
It really is. And the best part is, you don't need to be some kind of coding genius to do this.
Right.
Just be curious.
Yeah.
Be willing to try stuff out. That's all it takes to get started.
So for our listeners out there, the people who are like, fired up, ready to start writing their own awesome prompts, what's like one piece of advice would you say to kind of send them off on the right path?
Honestly, don't be afraid to experiment.
Yeah.
The beauty of this whole thing, it's all about trying stuff out. Start simple and then play around with different techniques. Most importantly, have fun.
Yeah.
You never know what you might discover.
I love it. Experiment, explore, see where this whole AI journey takes you. Great advice. Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive. Until next time, happy prompting, everyone.